Alright, welcome back to the Arabian Open Masters Tournament by Adico and the Rising Empires crew. We've got game number 3 in the best of 3 between Anatan, who's here in the blue trunks, on Mali, the south side of the map, up against sort of on the north side of the map in the red trunks, on Abbasid, so locked up at 1-1. Who's going through to the next stage, and who's going home with 4th place in the tournament? Abbasid player taking gold. Mali player being able to go for the pit mines and the houses around it. Don't have to worry too much about early gold gatherers because the gold trickle here with a relatively small wood investment is certainly worth it. A bit like the Rus and the fact that you're not having to really gather any early gold. Just worry about your other resources. At the same time, the commitment to these last 2 houses, while it does save you having to gather any gold at all to otherwise get a regular H2 timing, does also slow down your wood eco, because now Anatan going to have to gather distance to get a lumber camp, to get a mining camp. Villager being used to mine over there because you can always just come back and deposit. A House of Wisdom for sort of. Rather than throwing down a landmark every age, an Abbasid player going to have this super tanky structure. Going to be able to access some sweet Abbasid specific technologies through that. Probably going to see Eco Wing and then Culture Wing. Generally the way the players go. So Eco Wing, sort of, going to give them access to fresh foodstuffs, so half price villages for the price of only 150 resources or 6 villages worth. Mansa Quarry, really nice with its gold generation. So Mali player continuing to find more sheep at the moment. I don't know if there'll be too many left on the map at this stage. I think that have done a pretty good job at clearing the map. All the herdables, all the easy food on offer. Sort of coming past, seeing that there is 6 houses around the pit mine. Sorry, 5 houses around the... No, it is 6, sorry. So there is no chance of really any early Malian aggression. Let's gather a little bit more wood first. And a mill being thrown down right next to the town centre, actually, rather than being thrown down on the berries. Anatan going horticulture. I'm probably going to be producing cattle here, so spending some of the free gold in order to get a constant source of food. Another house being added around the pit mine. Just going to increase the amount of gold on offer. And now the first mining camp, oh, being destroyed, being cancelled. So sort of, in the meanwhile, all for the barracks. Doesn't seem to be committing to anything. It's a range going down for Anatan. Starts and cancels spear production. the stables to go down instead. So sort of getting the stone for a second town center, while looking at setting up to play a little bit aggressively here, or at least be able to drive back the archers. I've actually got Donso production here as well. Well, that barracks for sort of not really being of any use just yet. The range being thrown down instead. So we'll have archers versus Donso and archers. So archers and horsemen versus Donso and archers. Our Mali player gonna have access to the jab throwers. So second town center now for sort of. Just trying to deny Anatan's scouting. So Anatan, yeah, it's just making a couple of cattle to kill off. So again, I have really nice free gold income here. Being in age 2, I'm now able to go for the second pit mine as well and populate that with houses. So it is going to make up for the fact that sort of is going to be able to pump out the villages here, and they're going to be half price as well. So here in Anatan's Sim City, just adding the stables and the blacksmith. There's another range going down for sort of. No blacksmith yet for him. He's not really up in terms of production. He hasn't actually started using the barracks yet. Military, but here we go. Now that he's seen the stables for Anatan, he'll start that spear production. That precision training sounds like a good upgrade. +2 damage. To the Donso, a melee unit, but they are going to be able to throw a javelin, and yeah, it's going to benefit with +6 to its damage with precision training, but it's an ability that's on cooldown. Going to use it every 12 to 15 seconds or something. So sort of trying to get a little bit of value out of taking out some of the houses while he just harasses, keeps his opponent busy on the other side of the map. So if you can take out a couple of these houses, he starts to chip away that gold income. And a 10 for Imber Garrison. You're looking to start producing batches of units. On top of that, going to have access to his Castle Age units. It's a mosque now. So Anatan going to be able to go for relics and sacred sites. Sort of just prepping to go for a bit of a longer game here. We're going to protect all this food and gold eco over here. Sort of going to take a raid, try and work on these houses a little bit more. And get pushing across the map. Might be able to interrupt some of this wall off. Sort of's army. Minus these raiders is back, ready to defend. Sort of clear up another house. So far it's been a pretty passive game. Our players only dealing fairly small value in terms of the damage to one another so far. Conversion attempt not quite successful there. Yeah, man. We get focused out. The horseman ultimately having a retreat. So Anatan has a much bigger army in terms of the value at the moment. He's taken slightly more in terms of the fight value too. We'll be looking to get this third pit mine set up for the generation of gold that that's going to offer. That's going to last until he basically loses the pit mine. Continues on even once you actually strip the mine bare. Continues to keep on sucking the earth dry. Well, being all mined out, running out of gold completely before being able to transition onto a caravan eco is actually a bit of a real concern for the other civs. So sort of mangonel now out in the field. Anatan dropping a monk there. At the moment, he's got a little bit bigger infantry army and he has had this faster castle age. So sort of still having to do a little bit of run buys. Try and get some more value around the map. Force his opponent to split things up. Anatan attempting to prevent the wall from going up. A retreat there. So third town centre for our Abbasid player. Really wants to grow that villager eco. Anatan only on 49 villager pop, but at the same time generating quite a healthy amount of gold. The Don's are going to trade really well into the cavalry. Anatan having managed to snatch up a couple of relics for now. We've just got the mosque now for sort of, and his first imam on the field. So Mustafadi having a retreat between the crossbows and the archers there. The Mustafadi not quite as fast as the cavalry. Able to chase them off. The lancers don't trade so well into these guys as much as they do into, say, the man-at-arms units of any sort other than HREs. Because the Mustafadi actually will counter knights on the fact that they're a heavy unit, whereas spears, you know, counter them on the fact that they're a mounted unit. So melee crossbowmen's probably the way to think of these guys. So Anatan, a nice catch here, picking off one of the lancers, getting another one a little low. But it really has been quite a passive game between our players. Bit of scout harass, does manage to get a villager by the looks of things there. So Anatan going to take out the tower by the looks of things. He's got the Springald on target to hit these mangonels, so but it's getting repaired. Lands a nice shot there against the archer ball, so sort of be right to defend this push for now. Sort of trying to sneak another relic from that far side of the map, but he's come straight past the army of Anatan, and the imam is cut down pretty quickly. Anatan, a much smaller army here, but he seems to be making these work really well. I mean, sorry, much smaller population size, not so much army, I should say. He's really going to try and commit and take out the mangonels if he can with the Mustafadi. Manages to get one of them. Meanwhile, the shaft throwers here trying to get a hold of sort of's backline. Now he's going to have to retreat, sort of. Looking to be in a nice spot. He's still got a little bit of melee front line for both cav and infantry. And a lot of ranged units at the back. And sort of attempt to get some Lancer harass off here. Might be able to prevent a quick pit mine from going up here once Anatan goes to Imperial Age, although in the meanwhile he's actually got to spend a little bit of this gold, get a little bit more food. Anatan retreating now from the gold mine. Gonna jump on one of the other mines by the looks of things. The Safari archers attempting to clean up the lancers now. Meanwhile, sort of is going to stream forward because he knows that Anatan has a bit more army over here. Try and mop this up. Anatan, the marginally more expensive army value here. At the same time, sort of starting to creep towards his opponent from under the safety of the keep. Holy shit, that's a lot of markets going down. So 4 markets going down next to one of the neutral trading posts. There's already a lancer here to cut some of these little guys down. So sort of will be eager to hamper this market eco as much as possible. Because especially once there's 5 toll outposts along it. So Anatan cleaning things up, sort of taking Imperial and walled himself in quite well behind this. Up to 3 town centers. Continuing to clear out this side of this gold mine. Trying to raid the toll outpost, so he's sort of forcing Anatan to have to take engagements eventually around the map here. He can't just cede map control. He can't just let his opponent hem in his market line for free. And if the Lancer doesn't kill the caravans, the Wolf will. The Sofa, a slightly weaker version of a Knight. Stronger than the Horseman unit, but still countered by anti-heavy units like Musafati or crossbows. But at the same time, the savings you make on them you can probably put in having just more general units faster. Anatan going to be able to clean up things in his market line now. So sort of finishing his Age 4 upgrades. Does he have a university yet? I don't know if he does. Adding a bunch more stables for backup production. He's managed to boom quite a big amount of food in the bank here. Anatan making a little bit of gold, not so much of everything else. Fort of the Huntress going down. So Fort of the Huntress gives a buff to stealth the units nearby. And then on top of that, they've got what's called First Strike now. So some units, when they will hit for the first time, are going to deal extra damage, a bit like Night Charge. So sort of trying to clear as much production as he can now. Doesn't seem to be anything in the market line at the moment, but sort of attempting to prevent Anatan from going for any sort of complete stone wall off here, and it seems to be working. Both our players forced to use outposts to deny their opponent continuing to wall off there. Anatan grabbed 2 sacreds. At the same time, it looks like sort of it's going to tower them both up. So sort of going to grab one of the sacreds. Anatan letting sort of push into him. Wait until he's ready to take the right engagement here. But will it be so? Because there's now they keep going up for sort of. So Anatan, it's his time to strike now. He can't let that finish. Otherwise he could be as good as dead. And meanwhile, if he does repel sort of here, it could be a big blow. A whole army, the keep, the villagers. So Anatan, a nice concave around his opponent here, and looks like sort of having to retreat here. Keep still a ways away from going up, so it looks like Anatan has held off here, but at the same time, I'm not sure if his economy is actually in that great of a shape to come back here. In fact, it's his army poppet's really plummeted there. His Ville pop is in a really nice spot still, but at the same time, 3 TC Abbasid still has that Ville lead, and the caravans are going to start getting picked off now. So Anatan's push unable to break sort of's hold here. At least for now he was able to repel further back. Idlers now for Anatan as well. Gets him back to work. It's tough trying to defend up here, I think. Caravan's getting singled out and picked off. The Sephardi gunners now hitting the field. So that's going to be quite strong. Quite good against everything, really, particularly if they, well, as long as they can have some sort of front line. They're not very tanky. Well, sort of. Try pushing forward on the other side of Anatan's base. Now that he's forced his opponent to come over here and clean things up, he's managed to make most of that market line disappear. Anatan struggling slightly to keep all this army busy, or keep all these workers busy safely, because sort of pushing from the front on, locking down a lot of the resources. GG's destroyed a lot of the base there, and sort of takes the series 2-1.